What is up, guys? Hebrew Hammer here with A&R Gaming, back again with another AFK Arena video. This time we're going to be doing something pretty cool and a little different. It's actually going to be a Labyrinth run and chill video. So pretty much this is going to be a longer video, just so you guys know. I will be doing a summoning at the end, but this will probably be like a 30-minute video. So it's really just me doing my Labyrinth run, talking about what I'm doing. Maybe you guys get some cool tips from it, maybe not. I think that I have something to impart upon you guys, but you know, we'll see. If you guys think that I should have done something different throughout any of this, feel free to comment on it, because I don't mind constructive criticism. So let's go ahead and hop right into this, starting off the Labyrinth run for today. Let's get in. I gotta set up my lineup. It's already set up. Perfect. I really like this lineup because it allows me to have the most sustain, I think. By having Lucius and having Nomura, it really helps out a lot. And not to mention, I'm forgetting his name, Thoran, that's his name. That tank that I have right up there on the top front line, so good. He really holds down the fort like no one else, because he has that second life passive, which is really helpful in a persisting game mode. So they're just going to go ahead and take these guys out. I'm going to go ahead and pull it off auto real quick. What I like, I always pull it off auto on this mode, because with Lucius and Nomura, I like to be able to control whenever they specifically use their ultimates. Alright, let's see what we got. Mauler's Treachery. Not so bad, but not so good either. I only have one Mauler on this team, and I typically, rule of thumb for me, I like to pick the thing that applies to the most people. So I have 2 Graveborn, that's 8% to attack rating. That's not bad, but you know what? Because Saveus is such a carry, I'm going to go ahead and pick Mauler's Treachery. Death Spite I'm not going to pick because I don't have that character, plain and simple. Otherwise I probably would pick that. Let's go ahead and do that and hop right into that next one. I always like to line up my Lucius with the least damage front line on their end, because he's very squishy. For me at least, I haven't been able to find any dupes for him. This is like, I feel like I'm a pretty good example for, you know, how to get by basically in this game, because in all gacha games I have historically terrible luck, and so I never get anything that I want or need. So this is basically how to get by with having very little. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at these. Damage received, minus 10%, that's nice. 40% factional damage, that's good. And then plus 10% defense to strength-based characters. Let me see, I have 2 strength-based characters, so that's meh. But you know what, that factional damage is nice, but I see that usually come around later pretty often in the epic form. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that damage received minus 10%, because once again, that's applicable to everyone. So that's what I want. Alright. Go ahead and advance right there. Just want to make sure I am recording. Yes, I am. Very nice. Okay. So we're going to line him up right there. Let's do it. You know, this is super easy right now because, you know, I'm dealing with really low level people, so no problem at all. But if this was high, it's very good to have Thoran against Brutus, because he has that second life, like I mentioned, which really helps out. I'm going to keep everyone's passive up, because there's nothing better than starting that next match with everyone's ultimate ready to go. Alright, let's see what we have here. Once you're here to recover 350 energy over 5 seconds for the first time they cast their ultimate. This is one of the best items in the game, in my opinion, because from what I've experienced, at least, there might be more experienced people yelling at me right now, but the ability to cast your ultimates, especially with my team setup, is the most important thing. So I'm definitely going to pick that. I don't have Leica, so that doesn't really matter. And then at the beginning of the battle, the energy increase, like I mentioned, I like to start off everyone's energy high. Usually I'm going into a match with at least 2 people's ultimates up, so that won't help me as much. So gonna go ahead and pick that because it's gonna come in clutch, I promise you. Let's go ahead and take this. Alright. She's gonna dash away right at the beginning. That's Sylvana. She's gonna land on Nomura, I think. Or maybe not, actually. She might land on Shem. We'll see. But either way, this is gonna be easy. Yep, Shem. That's only because... I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. But that's only because Shem is much weaker than my Nomura. Because I've had, upgraded Nomura... Bleh, can't speak. Upgraded Nomura to Legendary. And Shem I've still only found 1 of. So she's sitting there as high as she can be. So right here, this is pretty easy. Sunstone, that Sunstone Moonstone combo, so strong if you can get it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that. Let's go ahead and move on. Right here, that is a good setup. Boom. Now, for my personal style, I always like to... Getting damaged a little bit more than I'd like here. But still should be fine. Oh yeah, we're fine. My personal goal in this mode is I don't like to rely on the Fountain of Vitality or the Resurrection or anything like that. So I try to make sure... This is a great item right here, by the way. Wrist guards of Invigoration. Wow, I really can't talk today. Wrist guards of Invigoration really helps. Once again, it's energy based, so that's really important. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that because the rest of them, they're not bad, but they're just not as good as this right here. All right, let's move on. Pick this one, it's higher. Let's see what we got. This is a good setup. Even though they have a factional advantage over my Thorin, that's fine. Just gonna do that right at the beginning. Let's go ahead and heal everyone up. They're a little low. Tap on that. There we go. So it's going to be done. Everyone should end off with their ultimates. There we go. Very nice. But yeah, so I like to be able to make sure that everything that I... Ooh, look at that. There's that Moonstone. So I'm going to obviously pick the Moonstone here. That way I can have that combo. So, yeah. And then I only have 1 agility-based hero that I'm using. So, go ahead and use that. Hop right into this next one. Alright. Bring that down. That should be easy. You know, everything's fairly easy. On the first level. I'm aware of that. I'm not doing anything groundbreaking right now, but I will say I think I've used an elixir once out of all the labyrinths I've ever done. So I've fared pretty well. I'd say that there is a method to the madness that I bring. Alright, let's see here. Firebringer is really nice because if you get that Icebringer, it couples really well. Same thing with the the Sunstone and the Moonstone. Shamira being able to use that Soul Siphon on 3 enemies, that's strong, but once again, this trumps the Firebringer trumps because whenever you get that couple, it works well and it applies to everyone. And then the other one, weakest teammate, once again, that applies to 1 person. So we're gonna go right here, pick this up. Boom. And what are we gonna do here? Alright, so this is all damage right here. Athalia's gonna hop right onto Thoran, so that's fine. I have factional advantage over her, so that's fine. Okay. Start this off. Pop everything we can. There we go. Do this again for good measure. His ult should be back up by the time that we finish this off. Yeah, there we Very nice. And come on. There we go. Alright, so what do we have here? Isabella, we don't have. Greyborn hero, that's only 2 Greyborn heroes, so that's 12%. And then crit rating by 15%. We're gonna do that crit rating by plus 15% because, especially with Saveus bringing up that crit even higher, I believe that makes it. Let's see, I think he starts off at 22. We just got another 15, so that is 37. So that's pretty nice. We don't really care about this, but we haven't lost anyone, so we'll just go ahead and use this one. And then hop right into here. Alright. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this because Vidan hurts. So this will be a little better for Lucius. Pop that right off the bat. Not going to take any chances with this one. There we go. Huh. Oh, I somehow hit auto again. That's fine, though. We should end off with full ultimates here. We're pretty darn close to it. Yep. We're golden. Just a matter of time, I guess. Alright. I will say, these people are surviving a lot longer than I feel like they have before, so... Oh, here's the good stuff. Okay. 30% defense, strength-based hero. That's just strength-based heroes only, so, you know, there's only 2 of those that I have in this setup, so probably not going to go that route. Crit rating plus 25%, that's very nice. But that Thunderburst item, very, very strong. I've had it come in so clutch before. I'm partial, but the Shadowfall I could totally see picking as well, but I already have just like the lower version of that, so let's go ahead and pick that one right there. Boom. Alright. Let's move on to the next one. By the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I also am going to be doing one summon after this. If you stick around to the end, you get to see my horrible luck in action. So that'll be fun for all of us. And pop everything I got, besides the heal, of course. I always like to pop off Lucius's. Once we get into, like, you know, a little bit more difficult territory, I like to pop Lucius's right off the bat, because as soon as I do it, he'll start recharging for that next go around, especially with that item I have. So that comes in handy, really mitigates a lot of that damage at the very beginning. Alright, let's see what we have here. I do really like Rage Spike. Call to Arms I'm not a fan of because it's just at the beginning of the battle, and I like to always just... My goal is to start off a game in a really good condition, so usually things that increase my health right off the bat, like I'm expecting to go into the match already in a good position, so I don't want to have to rely on that. So, let's see. Yeah, it's still Cuirass though is good. But you know what? This might be against my better judgment, but I'm gonna pick this one. I feel already bad about not picking Rage Spike because I do value damage a little more, but it'll be okay. We're gonna be just fine. Bring Lucius over. Mitigate that damage, pump out that damage, saving that heal, mitigate that damage. I shouldn't have even done that. There you go. But it's fine because that item that I have is already almost back up. Alright. Nothing particularly great here. Yeah, because I only have one Light Bearer. And like I mentioned, you know, I don't like the ones that give you stuff at the beginning. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Diligent Vow. Okay, right here we don't need the fountain. Pick ourselves up a new character. tanks seem to be the thing that go. If someone does die, it's usually a tank. So I like to pick myself up a tank. But I always like to focus. If there's ever an item, I'll go for an item over any... I'm sorry. For a battle over anything else so I can get that item. Flip that. Boom, boom, boom. Look at all that. Bringing down the house. Boom. Very nice. All right. Nothing with the Fountain of Vitality. Once again, I don't like to rely on anything like that, so the factional damage is nice here. I'll probably end up going for that. Frontline heroes, so that's 2 heroes, defense rating up, and energy recovery rate. I do like that energy recovery rate, but, and when injured, like, they're always, pretty much always going to be injured, you know, to some degree, so that is good. But factional damage bonus, I'm going to go ahead and pick that, because that is a pretty hefty increase. You know, it's hit or miss on if you have the actual factional damage bonus. I'm sorry, the factional advantage over someone, but whenever it comes around and it hits hard. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in this setup, because that guy at the bottom, I don't remember his name, but he's definitely more of a CC tank. He's not a damage tank. Alright, yeah, this is super, super easy. Very nice. And I don't think we have the critical strike damage. Let me check. And that's another thing, guys. You can back out. Don't worry. You can check your bag. No, I did not. Yeah, it was just the crit rating. Okay, and then I can go pick that item back up if I want. So, critical strike damage deals more damage the lower your hero's HP falls. Damage is increased by 25%. They have to get pretty low to get up to that 25%, to my understanding. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that critical strike damage, because Saveus throwing out those crits as often as he does, that's a lot of extra damage to add on. So, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. That is a good setup. Let's just see them walk right through these guys. Shamira is just so nice of a character. I can't wait to get to late game whenever she's leveled up. If I ever find another duplicate of her. Ever. I'm really hoping that this time around I'm going to find one, because I need to get her up to legendary quick. Alright, the wrist guards of invigoration. Ooh, poisonous embrace is such a good item. Lament, I believe that, yeah, okay, yeah, it's character specific. We don't have him, so no worries there. Poisonous embrace is nice. I would pick wrist guards of invigoration, but we already have a lower version, so, and to my knowledge, and this just makes sense to me, if you get the better version, it just cancels out the worst version that you have, so it's like a moot thing. We don't need that. Let's take that poisonous embrace, because, you know, the fact that it can stack, and poison damage in any game, I'm sure you guys know, is just great. So, I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. Let's hit that next level. Switch it around. Boom, 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 boom. Fire them off. There we go. This is like the only mode where I like to be able to control my guys' ultimates, where I actually take it off of auto. I feel like late game, I'm probably going to be doing that even more so in other modes, but here specifically. Let me see. Nothing particularly great here, but so I'm going to go ahead and pick up that dodge plus 20%. Because applicable to everyone, you know, that's fun. Okay, good setup. Let's hop right in. Boom, boom. Quick work. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this one ride out. Pull into someone doing some damage. There we go. Accuracy plus 20, crit rating plus 5%. Let's go ahead and do that. Intelligence-based heroes deal 10% more damage because Shamira does do a lot of damage. Just gonna abandon that because we don't die. We're not set up for death. We start every match with full health. That's what we do. Boom. Boom, boom. I shouldn't have actually popped that because that was just Thorin's second life. I just freaked out for a second. But no need. This match is pretty much done. Oh. Oh. I had my finger on the trigger there for a second for Thorin. Dropped a little low. Alright, let's see what we got. We only have... We have 2 Graveborns. So that would increase by 20% for everyone. Mauler heroes, we only have that 1, and we already have the lower version of that. So probably not going to get that. Frozen Star, when I like it. You know, the Frozen Star is good, but the problem is that I'm not letting anyone get close to death on my team. So I'm not going to expect to use it ever or let anyone get down to that point. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the Devoted Whisper, because that will end up giving me 20% to everyone. So that's pretty nice. It's not ideal. Like, those weren't great options for me and what I have set up, but it's not bad. Alright, now let's get into the good stuff. Hit the fountain. I think let's hit the fountain. There we go. Alright, let's hit this one in the middle. Perfect. Boom, boom. Drop all the damages. Mitigate. It's also so nice because while he has that shield up on everyone, you know, Nomura gives Nomura free space to heal, and just you see everyone's life going up while you're invulnerable. It's very nice. Alright. Relic chest we don't have yet. Mauler I only have 1 of, so that's meh. Let's go with Relic chest. Okay, I think we're pretty much at full health, so let's check out. I never want to buy anything. Yeah. I gotta say the essence has me looking at it a little bit, but nah. Like, you should really only be spending your diamonds on summons. At least until maybe like late in the mythic gear area. But until then, only use it on the summons. That's my advice, at least. Alright, let's drop all the damage. Mitigate. Eventually. There it is. Ooh, Thorin got low. Fingers on the trigger for Thorin if I need to heal him. Nah, we're good. That's so nice, though, because that second life, you know, it refreshes every single time, so it's such a good ability. Okay, not going Lions. I don't think we're going Lions, because I'm probably never gonna need to use Brutus. Extra defense. We already have that one, actually. Not great options, but we'll just do that one. That one was pretty bad for us. Not gonna lie. Alright, switch it up. Actually, probably should have switched Saveus to the top there to try to counteract their Saveus, but whoa! And this, ladies and gentlemen, is right there. Now, because of that, I use this method all the time. It's one of the things that I mentioned in my 10 tips video. Do not be afraid to back out. In fact, someone actually posted on there, I used to always force close the app, and hop back in. But actually, you don't even have to. You can just do what I did and exit the game, and then that'll bring you back as if you never hit it. All your characters are back to full life and everything. So you can just try it again, switch things around. So this time I'm going to switch this up, see if that helps, because Saveus is going to be my biggest problem here, and I need to also get to that Mora in the back. So in fact, I think I can probably do that, because I don't think anyone in particular is going to be coming after Namora. They have that guy there at the bottom whose name escapes me, but let's just give that a shot. Worst case, we'll try it again. Ooh, Lauren just died quickly. I'm really surprised, honestly. Wow, okay. Alright. If we do it one more time, I'll just let them die, because, let's see. Yeah, I have a revive coming up if need be. I look like such a noob because earlier on I said I don't want to revive any of my characters or anything, but this time it looks like I'm gonna have to. Yeah, he's 160. That's why. Yeah. Whew. Okay. What can I do for this? Let's see. I'm actually going to switch. See what happens with that. Let's give this setup a shot. Wow. Dude died right off the bat. Bad decision. Okay, so that didn't work. I'm debating going with a different setup for this one, actually, because it's particularly hard. Let's roll with this and see what happens. I'm picking this one because I get that factional bonus to my characters, so it'll boost them up a bit, make them a bit tankier. Ooh, Brutus is gone. Oh god, Namora gone. Wow, I'm getting stomped on this one, guys. Okay, let's do one more time, just for luck's sake. All right, do that. Oh man, I try to like catch it and my reactions are too slow. Okay, if we can get around with only one of them dying, I'm okay with that. Alright, I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm thinking about the frontline heroes now getting that bonus. For about other one, you know what? Shield of Fortitude is looking pretty good right now, because agility based, I only have Saveus, and don't get me wrong, the damage increase of 20% on Saveus would be nice, but being able to increase that defense rating for 20%, that's pretty good, because I think it's retroactive for how many matches you already have won. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we don't need to, hopefully we won't need Brutus again, so I'm going to switch back to my normal comp after I made a fool of myself. Who's the person that I'm missing? There he is. Okay. Switch that around. Have him right there. Okay, this should be good. I used that a little early because I'm a little nervous after that last fight. So okay, here we go. This is fine. That's what we want. I think the last one was just a fluke. Particularly hard setup. Nothing particularly great here besides Hunter's Grasp, and this is pretty nice because I'm going to be doing a lot more damage to them right off the bat. So we're going to use that. Oh, I didn't even switch around. I should have switched around my characters there. Nothing's working. There we go. Whew. Close. I will be using that. I'll be using this. Hopefully they can get some of their energy back up. Yep. There we go. This is honestly probably the closest call Labyrinth game that I've had so far. Or I should say like Labyrinth series so far. We're not using Belinda. That we don't care about. Shadowfall. Did we end up getting Shadowfall? I don't remember. Did we get Shadowfall? I feel like we got Shadowfall. That's for the 15%. You know what? We don't have this item yet, and this is actually going to create the difference, the same difference. So it was 15. If we got this one, it would be 25. So it'd be only a 10% increase. This ring right here gives us a 10% increase, which is something we don't already have, and that accuracy bonus. So let's go ahead and pick up that. Once again, it's not something I particularly wanted, but you know, it'll do. Beggars can't be choosers. All right, this should be a fine setup. That Isabella at the bottom has me a little nervous, but wow, that was close. All right, had to pop everything right off the bat. I feel like someone's gonna die this round. Mitigate. I was too early on that heal, but I think it'll be fine. Yep, we're good. I knew what I was doing the whole time. No big deal. All right. See the restorating crystal at the bottom there. It's good, but it only works for one particular teammate. So, not ideal. That rage spike we don't have. The surviving heroes 25%. That's good, but you know, ideally I like to end off all of my matches with like, you know, 80% or above health. So I'm gonna go with this one, rage spike, because I don't have it yet. I'm gonna pick this up. Actually, I probably should have picked up the resurrection for Brutus in case I needed him here, but I probably don't anyways because they have a lot of light bearers. So yeah. All right, time to do this. This should be cake. As I said that, Lucius almost died in like 3 seconds. Lucius is just so squishy for me. I need duplicates of him. Alright. That's pretty much game. There we go. Alright, clean and clear. We got it. We had that one match that got us just a bit, but in the end we were triumphant. Nice. Let's see what we have here. Let's go ahead and pull this summon. Boom. Of course. I always get light bearers for some reason, even though I don't want them. Alright, let's go ahead and summon. You guys made it to the end with me. Thank you for anyone that's still listening. I really appreciate it. Just going to go ahead and say sub. If you're with me right now, I feel like you probably should sub because we get along. We're like friends now at this point. So, alright, let's go ahead and pull. Let's hope for something good. I feel like this one's all blues. I feel it. I feel it. Oh! Come on, give me something good. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, yes. A Brutus. That is what I'm talking about. Some luck finally coming my way. A few blues. That's good too. All right. You know what? Can't be upset with that. Let's also pull this one. Where do I want this? I want to pull on my maulers. Let's see what we get. Come to Papa. Not what I wanted, but whatever. Not bad either. Okay, guys, that wraps it up. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. I hope you guys learned a little something. You know, that was just my technique. There's a lot of different techniques on what they want to focus on item-wise, but energy for me is my biggest thing. The staples of it are get as much energy items as you can. Focus on things that give you benefits during your battles. I don't like things that do it like, for the fountain, like fountain increase stuff at the very beginning. Like I like mid game stuff. It just feels more optimized for me. I don't know why, but it works out pretty well usually, as you can see. And that's my setup that I use for the team. It's a very sustained team, and works out pretty well. So if you have any other suggestions or you have a problem with any of my picks, I'm totally down for having a discussion about it. You can probably sway me. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment. It's always appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Game on.